Very good morning. Our next presenter is Professor Rajesh Kumar sir from Electrical Engineering. So sir will give the demonstration on Zoom. So I welcome you, sir.
ये आपने इसका it's always a problem Hello. Hold on. मैं करता हूँ.
We have to go by this only. Okay, good morning to all, and here I'm going to present some discussion on another tool, which is Zoom. Basically, when we are doing all these online teachings and all that, so we have two sections there. One is for the meeting purpose or video conferencing purpose, and another one is for the evaluation purpose. Like earlier speaker talked about Google Meet and Google Classroom. So there are two sections. Meet is for conferencing, for talking or delivering your talks or delivering your webinars. And the second part, which is basically your Google Class, that is for the evaluation and all that part. So many sounds here. Yesterday it was good, but even this one is not visible. Hello. 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 Okay, here we talk about a tool which is for video conferencing and online classes, but let me make it clear, this is not for the evaluation purpose. It's to deliver your talks for video conferencing or webinar or expert talks. This one is a good tool. Hello. Okay, so before going into it, let me compare these 3-4 platforms which people are now using. We have option of Google Meet or one. We have Zoom. We have then Microsoft Connect, which is the next speaker maybe address on that. And then we have WebEx also, Cisco WebEx. All these can be used for video conferencing and all those. They have certain advantages and disadvantages. Let's start with Google platform. This one is a bit heavy software. What happens if your connectivity is not good? It creates a problem, some kind of a problem. That is one. Second thing is it is basically it works only on the Google platforms. So if you are using some different platforms like I'm using MacBook or something like that, here you must have either Chrome installed, otherwise you cannot do it. So that kind of a problem is there with Google Meet, that it is specifically for platform oriented and a bit heavy software. So good connectivity is required. The good part with the Google Meet is it has a Google Classroom facility, so which will help you in evaluating the students and all those. They are interfaced with each other, and all the facilities of the Google, like Google Drive and all those things, are by default comes to. Zoom has an advantage. This one is the one of the lightest app, which is very light. Even your connection is even 2G or 3G, it works fine. So the streaming is quite good. But the disadvantage part is the evaluation process and all those things are not available. If I talk about Microsoft, because that is now an officially accepted this tool for video conferencing. So that is also a bit heavy, and if your connectivity is not good, you'll face a problem. But that has all the facilities what like Google is having. All those facilities are already there. Who's controlling? Somebody else is controlling. And then if you have some kind of collaborators who are outside India and all that, so most of them they accept Microsoft Connect as a tool to talk to each other. So it's basically an official and universally accepted. And Cisco, there is a drawback with Cisco. It's again a bit heavier than this Zoom, but another disadvantage, it's not so popular. So if you are throwing any webinar or something like that, maybe you'll find that people are not having that kind of installations, and that create a lot of problems. So if you are going for a wide variety of listeners, I think the Zoom is the best, because I'll show you some of the good features here. I'm not branding anything, but I have tested all the 4, and that comes from there. That it is independent of your operating system, so it works with everything, whether you are working with Windows or Linux or Mac or Android or iOS, it works fine. And since this one is light software, so it works fine for every kind of a connectivity and all those things. So most of us worked on Zoom because this one is the first which appeared into the system when the lockdown and online classes were discussed. There were some certain issues with that one about the security. We'll see that how they have modified this one. So this one is basically, again, it's a web-based video conferencing tool, and the number of users, you can use a large number of users. I have tested till 300. If you are paid version, you can go beyond 1,000. So that's a good part with this one. Some of other tools, they have some restrictions on the number of the users. So that facility is there, and in that sense, it is good. Obviously, since it is a video conferencing, it must have audio and video. That is already there. Screen sharing facility is there. Some additional screen sharing facilities are also there, and it applicable across all the platforms: Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and all this. So that makes it a more kind of more popular in that way. Founded by Eric and Sam in California, USA. So we are not going to talk on video conferencing, all that, because we are already into the system and we have already checked all these facilities. Some of the things which are very important we need to understand here. So I'll start with the installation part. So it's very simple. You go to the link given there, zoom.us, and there you'll find your join it. So, this tab is there. You just click over it. then you can join it. It's very simple. You scroll down it, and at the bottom you will find some certain issues are there with this. Okay, so sign in is there. When you click over it, you will find sign in, and I think this one is not clearly visible because of that double setting there. If you do it on Zoom, then it is very clear. Let me tell you. But you can have SSD sign in, which you have already on your computer. You can use any Google account. So it's not like you join MNIT domain first and then you come to it. You can use any account there. Even you can use your Facebook account to join. So it's not like very particular that okay, you must have that particular domain and account, and only in that case you can use any of these facilities to join this particular account. When you move down to the same page, you will find that there is a download section, and there is a you can have manage client. You just click over it, it download there, and that executable file you run over it. If you want to install it in your mobiles or now that, you go to the Play Store. Zoom is already there. Just download it, and then just it starts working. So once you download it, install it, and then you start working on it. So there are two options. One is join the meeting. Another one is sign in. So if you click any of these two, say the organizer is somebody else and you just want to join it, so you just click over join it, and then you are into the system. If you want to be an organizer, then you have to sign it to organize any meeting. ये full screen है, ये उसके interface के कारण double हो गया. This one is PPT mode. This one is PPT mode. ये already है ये full screen mode. That's why I'm saying this one is creating a problem. Okay. Once you sign in, you will find the screen like this. This one is almost same as Google Meet screen if you watch it carefully. So you have here home button, you have chat button, you have here message button also. Upcoming meetings, it gives you notification once you open it. What are the meetings you have? What time they will start and what time they will end? All these things are there. Okay, you have screen sharing option there. I'll explain this a bit. And then your scheduling meeting there, and all these facilities are there to which are almost there in all these 4 or 5 apps which are commonly used by various people. So the most important part for us is, because you have already done this one, that is to understand the settings. Because what happened is most of the time what people do, they install it and they accept the default setting and then they make it on, and that put us in a very kind of a funny kind of a situation. And let me talk on those things. Your first one is your general settings, and the very first tab here, this one is very important here. It is written there that start when Windows starts, and if you make it on or default it is on. So what happens is you turn on your terminal computer and you know that okay, it will take 4 or 5 minutes to boot. Let me do something, change my clothes or something like that. And what will happen as computer turns on, your Zoom is also on, your camera is also on, and you are exposed to whole of the world. So don't make it on by default. That okay, let my computer on first and then I manually do it. So that is another thing. If it is on, yes, yeah, that's because of these two interfaces they are creating. Mine is on the full screen option. So that's the issue. Display setting paper. Yesterday it was working fine. Today you have added something else. Otherwise it has to be full screen. Anyway, I think this one is much visible now. Okay. So that is the first step. So my suggestion is don't make it click. Otherwise, what will happen? Another issue will be there when it is on. So what happens that your Zoom is also turning on with the you can control it with your starting of Windows, and it takes some time. So that to you that looks like what I don't know what I have installed that makes my machine slow. The machine is not slow of any another reason. It is slow because you have taken. So that is very important part here. It has a facility of dual monitors, so you can project it on multiple kind of screens. You don't need not to have certain kind of arrangements there. That facility is there. You can have all these options there. You want to go for a full screen. You want to automatically copy the invite link, because if you are an organizer, you have to invite somebody. I'll explain that to you. And rest of the things are already there, which are you can choose according to your requirement whether you want to put a reminder on or not. So if you want to put a reminder, so just click over it, and then it will give you a reminder just 5 minutes before that next meeting is going to start. Be ready for it and all those. So those facilities are here in this case. Second one is your video. Here a video, you can have a video of your laptop, or you can have a video taken from an external device. My suggestion is when you start your presentations or start using Zoom and all these things, to check this. What happened is, like right now here, if I am taking that video as my input, so by default that comes here. And next talk somewhere else if you are delivering, and if you are not changing, you'll find an issue there. So you need to check it whether you are taking the video, you are using the camera of your own laptop or some external device. So those things can be there. You can mirror your video. You can have enable HD transmission. Very obviously, if you go for HD kind of structure, your data congestion will be there. It take heavy data streaming. So not a good idea to go for it unless until you have very good connectivity with the things. So these options are already there. Similarly, you have option in audio. So again, the suggestion is you just check it whether your audio and your microphone they are working properly. So those things are there, and then these options are there. You can use different devices for your audio purpose. You can use your microphone, some external music devices. So maybe you want to use some audio part from your own laptop. That can be done there. You can have automatically join audio signals and all that. So I think you will find that thing repeated many times. When you start any meeting or you are also joining, my suggestion is keep your audio and video off first. Because if they both are on, then heavy data will be there in the system, and that will create a congestion that makes everything slow. So when you're joining, keep them off both, then make your audio on first, and then make your video on. So that makes the things like very smooth processing all the things and all that. Then we have another option which is there, screen sharing. So before going to that, I'll discuss that. I want to discuss on adding and organizing any meetings. So it's very easy. If you want to join, there is a tab there. Just click over it to join any meeting. When you click over it, you will find a screen in front of you like this. So it will ask two things. What is the participant name who is joining, and then enter the meeting ID at the top. So if somebody is an organizer and he wants you to be a speaker, he will share some ID with you. So that ID you put it there, and then you can go for join the meeting. So that's a very simple process. This one is the processing of this whole app is very easy. No more complex. Everything is there on the screen, and it's very easy. You can see only 2 tabs are there, so you can do it very easily. If you want to schedule a meeting, so you go to the schedule section and just click over it. And once you click, you'll find this screen in front of you. And let's understand this one. You can fix the topic, what the topic you want. Okay, for this for particular meeting, you can put the date, you can put the start time, you can put the duration of it. Like, okay, my meeting is for 1 hour or 40 minutes. Or earlier there was a restriction on Zoom, 40 minutes, but nowadays they have extended it. The paid version is having a kind of infinite kind of a period. And if your meetings are repetitive, then you can use such kind of facilities also there. Like every Thursday 10 o'clock I'll have a lecture. So you just fix it there. No need to share the things again and again. It automatically synchronized everywhere. The second part is your meeting ID. So there you will find one ID is there, and then password is there. This password is, you can use the random generated password, or you can create your own password also. So this you need to share with other people. This one is most important part here, which we need, if we are an organizer of a meeting, we need to take care. Video setting is okay, but this part is very important. Before going to this one, there is a calendar facility. So if you are organizing any meeting and you are using say Outlook calendar or Google calendar or any other calendar, just click on it. It automatically fix those things in your calendar also, so that you will get a reminder, so that you cannot miss a meeting or something like that. So that's a good facility there. Reminder setting you can do that. Okay, remind me half an hour before or 1 day before or something like that. So here they are asking again and again. I'll talk on this one. This one is a good facility. This one is very important part here. Because earlier when people started, then they talk about security issues and all that. This one is the first thing. Enable waiting room. So what happened? The pipeline is like this. When you share the ID with the people and when they try to join, they come into the waiting room. All will come into the waiting room. Nobody can join the meeting directly. Once they are in waiting room, then information come to you as an organizer that this person is in the waiting room. Then you can decide whether you allow him to join the meeting or you cannot. You want to block him. So that's one kind of a security. If you have a very close meeting, so and many people join it, so it's to you like what is being done by right now, that the pop-up appears in front of you, and then he'll allow that. Okay, accept that only that person can join the meeting. So the same facility here is also there. You should make it on. If it is not on, then anybody can join the meeting, and then they create a problem. This one is very important tab, enable join before host. And this happened, I'm sharing this experience since last 4 days. This happened last week. What happened is that host shared this setting with somebody. And I supposed to deliver a webinar. What happened is they have fixed the limit of 100 people. So, and this part is not like enabled. So everybody joined there and the host is outside. He or she is not able to join the meeting. So that creates a problem. So we must understand these settings. Even I have seen another case that where the speaker is not able to join because they have make it on. They have put the limit of 150 people. 150 are there, and then both host and the speaker, they are sitting outside. They are chatting on the WhatsApp what to do and all that. So such type of scenario appears. So you should take care of it. You can have this facility, mute participants. So instead of talking to them, I have seen one meeting. It is of 45 minutes, and out of 45, around 30 minutes, the organizer keep on speaking. Please mute your mics. Please mute your mics, and that distract everybody. So here you have control. You can mute from this one point. So anybody who is joining, if you are delivering a lecture in a class also, you mute it and tell the students that at the end that I will unmute everybody, or the best option is the chat section. You write down the things in the chat section so that you can answer them properly. Okay, so and then yeah, recording facility is there. So if you want your all things, all discussions recorded, you can pick it. It automatically record, or manually you can do it. So all these are there in this section, and these are something very important. So that I already explained meeting ID and all. So when you schedule the meetings, it appears like this: 8:15 to 8:45. It starts in 4 minutes. Meeting ID is this and this. So just start it and the meeting starts. It's very simple. It's not very complex. And when you go for it, you'll find there are two ways. One is you share that password and all that stuff. Second one is you have an invite link here. So you just share this link to everybody. Then there is no need of sharing the ID and password. You share the link. People just click over it and they can join. They can join by using the app or even through the browser also. Okay. so when you start a meeting, it's very simple. You just click over it, you'll find a screen like this in front of you, and you will find that tabs here: audio, video control. You have manage the participants. Here you have security, and there is your screen share, and we have some recording options and all that there. So if you want to share your screen, so you can share anything as such. It's not an issue. You can share from the Google Doc, you can share from your mail, you can share from your websites, you can share from your mobile. Anything you want to share, you can share audio, video, whatever file you want to share. So those things are there. There is a very good facility in this part. At the last, you can see multiple sharing facility, and that's good. So say you are discussing with a collaborator. So what you can do is you can share your screen that appear to him, and he at the same time he can share his screen and that appear to him. So both can see each other, and this one is more interactive in that. Otherwise, multiple sharing is not there. Then we have only one person shares and the second person share, and all those issues are there. So that facility is already there in Zoom. Okay, so this one is the same explanation of same thing. Your mute button, your video button, your invite people, manage participants, screen sharing, chat, recording, and one is breakout room, which is a very specific feature of Zoom breakout room. I'll talk on that. Rest of the things are there in the these things are there in the manual of Zoom there. So the last part is only available with the paid version. That is basically breakout rooms. What you can do is say you have 50 people there, and then you assign a job, make a group of 4, and then you can divide them into small groups and assign them activity. You can jump into their rooms, see what they are doing, and you can come out. They cannot interact with each other. So that kind of facility is also there. So that is basically dividing the class into sub groups and giving them a group activity or something like that. Yeah, that can be done. So it can be small collaborations and large collaborations kind of things can be done by this. Participants management I already explained to you. If you are using your Android and iOS, there is a small difference in the look, but almost the things are same. So don't worry on that part. This I already explained to you, and this one is the additional feature here. Lock meeting. Lock meeting means once meeting start, you lock it. Now nobody can enter. And in some advanced features like paid, it's difficult to move out of it unless until you like turn off your computers and all that. So that is the only way. Locking means you are locked the system. People cannot enter into it just like that. So if you want to allow somebody, some new person, you have to first unlock it, then join, and then you can lock it. So that facility is there. Rest of the things are almost same in most of the packages. Like someone wants to join this meeting, so he has to admit, and only in that case that person can join. So here you can have sharing, inviting by people by 2 ways. One is contacts, another one is email. So if you have contact list in your mobile or on your laptop, you can directly invite them through the mobile, or you can email them. So that's already I have explained to you. So moving further, file sharing, I told you that you can share any type of file, whether it's a Google Drive, Dropbox, Outlook, computers, audio, video, whatever is there. There is any access restriction on the file and file types. And you can share it with all the peoples, restricted people. That is also, those facilities are also there. Okay, coming to the important part, that is screen sharing. So when you click over screen sharing, that button is also there on that window. You can share all these things. You can share the screen, computer screen. You can use the whiteboard there. So it has its own whiteboard, which can be used to write on. You can use this one, but one can say the look and the performance of whiteboard by Zoom is not very good, because it is very bulky and sometimes look very destructive. Like distraction is there, like okay, things are not very clearly visible. You can use other platform. I'll discuss one of the things with you. That is a good way while you are teaching to the students. You can use your phones. You can use your Chromes, PPT, whatever you want to share. That can be easily shared with the students. Okay, so sharing is very easy. You just select it and then just click that tab, share. Things are on. These are some good facilities here in this zone. You can share some portion of it instead of full screen. You can have some portion of it. And the last one is very important. Contents from 2 cameras. So what you can do is, one camera is there on your laptop and second camera is this external camera. You focus it on yourself. So what you can do is, like right now the presentation is going on. Nothing is there, but if you are using 2 cameras, what you can put is, you can put yourself live here also. So you can impose one over another. So that facility is there. Sometimes you are seeing some kind of videos that PPT is also going and the speaker is also visible. So that embedding can be done if you are having 2 cameras. So that facility is there with this practice. Okay, the sharing you can take it from anywhere. Already explained. Screen sharing tabs are there. So when you share your screen, you can do all kind of things, and there is a tab here for notations. And this one is again very important. This one is from, I have seen one experience, like the same group, they are not aware of the settings, what they have shared their settings with the users. So what they are doing is, the speaker is delivering the talk, and everybody, the users, they keep on writing something on the screen which is visible to everybody. So they are writing very good comments about the institute and the faculty of that particular institute, where every whole 200 or 250 people, they are watching what they are writing. So don't share those settings if you are an organizer, because that will create a problem there. So those things, blocking and all these things are there. You have to go to the setting part, and then from the setting you can have report settings and all these things there. Because when you are sharing your screen or anybody sharing the screen, these facilities are there. You can draw, you can stamp, you can erase, format, delete, whatever you want to do, you can do that. So these are something very good. Look like a canvas and you're working on it. So these are some tips which are given at many of the universities for the teachers as well as the students. If the students they are joining it, ask them to announce that I am so and so. So what is happening there is, once that is announced, maybe they have written a wrong name, but then that is recorded in the repository of this software, and at the end you can see who joined what time and left what time. So all the reports are there. So it will have some kind of like taking attendance, that who joined for the whole lecture, who left in between or something like that. So those things are there. I repeated it again and again, that mute your microphones for a smooth conduction of any lecture or any seminar or webinar. The third part is for us. Many times we do this mistake. First is avoid side conversation. That is very obviously expected. Otherwise, the listeners or viewer feel like he's talking to somebody else. The second part is very important. See, as a teacher or as a speaker, we should look into the eyes of student, but there is no student. So what normally we do is, when we present the webinar, we see the screen, and camera is somewhere here, screen is somewhere here. So the viewers who are seeing you, looking at you, they have some kind of a feeling that you are reading something from somewhere, because your eyes are something like this. So if you want to deliver any talk and all this, you look into the camera rather than on the screen. Only in that case you are at that particular level. So these things are there from the various websites, which are most of the things we have discussed. Only the top part is and the second part, they are very connected. Many of us have a tendency to speak a bit fast, but when you deliver any talk or any lecture on online, the request is to go slow, because otherwise what will happen, that there will be a mismatch in your video stream and your audio stream, and then the listeners, they feel not good about what is going on. So you have to reduce your pace for a good delivery of your lectures and the talks. So that's about this particular app. The challenge was there in from the security side. It was there initially, and the issue was there because your IDs are leaked and they are used for some other purpose. So they have modified it in some form. Now they have given control to the organizers. So as an organizer, now I have control whom to join the meeting and whom to block. So that is there. This one is now password protected also. So if you are sharing the password and if you are sharing with the wrong person, then he will be in. But otherwise, this one is password protected. Also, they have now introduced waiting facility and the limited screen sharing. So you can put it that okay, only one screen is shared. That is only of the speaker. So then that facility is also there. Okay, and meeting reports are changed. Earlier everything is ticked on. Now they have some experience how people are using, so that default settings they have changed. So these are some kind of things they have added to the old app to make it a bit secure. So acknowledge all the people, the resources, university websites that added these things for this talk. Okay, thank you very much on this one. Any query related to this one, let me know, as I'll explain one part, that is how to use another application for the teaching purpose. So any question on this one?
One question is there.
Yeah.
Like 100 students are there in my class, and I send the email invitation. Now people are coming. So is there any way to stop any means to allow them only when they are entering their?
See, one time you have to say if they are 100, all 100 will come to the waiting room.
But the problem is that I have taken this 2 classes. Only 30 or 40 students are coming before the starting, and that's how.
So don't allow them. It will not pop up like this. It's like here you can put it restriction, like close it. You can make it a closed meeting. So you enable when the lock the meeting. Even they try to join, nothing will appear on your screen.
One more thing is there that the name they are like instead of their names they are writing give or something. Or
that they will do. That is not, nobody can control that unless until everything is very secured. So that's why I'm saying this one is good tool for when the audience are of a variety of the things. Like you are delivering a talk and talk is to be transmitted to say 200 people of different nature. Then it's a very good.
They are all, because the problem is that just like what you said, that initially I do not know about that one pen on that one. I am using that one. Everybody was using that pen. So they are writing on that one, so everybody can see that what they are writing. So from the next onwards, I love that part. But I just want to know that whether it is possible to restrict the students on that they should enter through their handwriting email only. That kind of thing.
For this, no, because this one is open for everybody.
Yeah.
For Microsoft part and Google Meet, you can block it. They have to connect through MLIT domain only.
Okay.
But this one is okay, open to all. Anybody can join.
Anybody who has that login and password,
yeah,
that one,
they can join. They can join.
With any name.
Yep.
What is the maximum number that is allowed in unpaid work?
Unpaid, yeah, 300. I have checked. It's working up to 300. I think beyond 300, I think they ask money for it. But yeah, till 300, it's okay. It works. Any other query? So there are certain questions.
And it is any legal still? Any Chinese or what?
See, you can't say Chinese because everything is in US labeled. Maybe background who's no.
Okay, like the government of India has banned certain apps.
This one is not banned. This one is not banned. Even many of the universities, specifically Australian.
There was one message from the owner of this that I am originally I am from China, but now settled in USA from last 25 years.
Owner of the company is from China, but
he is not.
It is not Chinese.
US citizen.
Then it is okay.
No, see, if government ban it, then you can close it. See, all these data where they are storing, who is sharing, it's a very debatable issue. Even we don't know. Even your Google is also doing. Your Facebook, everybody is having the account, and repeatedly they are sharing your information to all of the world. So these things are debatable out of this context. So we are not going to discuss all these things. But yeah, this one is an app where you can use it for our purpose. Okay, so just I would like to share one more thing. That is, instead of using some boards and all these things, I suggest you should go for OneNote. This is applicable, this is freely available, and this is very good for many purposes. Okay, you can do anything. You can put the pictures and everything there. You can have meetings, you can writing details, and I use it for teaching, so I'll share that part. You can use it for writing purpose like this, and that's very good. You can have different color. Writing is very smooth. If you have touch screen and your digital pen, you can use the writing very smooth. It is like this. OneNote. So you can do it, and there are many good part of it. So let me explain. This one is with Microsoft, and it's freely available. You can download it. Okay. So good part is these things you can do it. You can write it, and then once your teaching is over, there is a share button. You just click on it. It automatically shared with all the people whom you want to share it. And on this part, you can embed your PPT, you can embed your audio, you can embed your video, images, PDF, whatever, and that will be a good way of doing the things. Something more on it. This one is one example. Okay, you can just teach it and you can write it. So it look like to your screen also it look like a board, and to them it look like a board. Some part is there with which I did yesterday, like this. So the student shared something like written document to you, and then you can put a comment on it like this online. And then once you click to the share button, or even you just save it, it automatically go to that particular student only, and it will give a notification to the student that okay, Mr. So and so has done some correction in your file. Go and check it. So that's a good facility. Even the student don't want to write this, put some kind of file there. So you just click on this file. It will open a PDF version in front of it, and then you can edit and then send it back to the student. So those facilities are there in this one. You can put comments, you can have graphs, you can have tables, you can have a discussion, how it works. And this one is not like a page break. It's like you just keep on writing the notes. It's like a one big page itself. So for us, for a student, it's very good. Pandemic, we are exploring it, but yes, in foreign university students are using it very common, because what they do is they create page for each subject, and then they make notes there, and the complete note is there. That's why the name is also there, OneNote. They treat it as a notebook. For us also, it is very good because it has a date stamping, time stamping. So we have all record that okay, which day what I have covered and all those things there. So you can take it like an online teaching, or you can make a notes and then while teaching you can share it. So this one is a better option rather than using their whiteboards and all those.
How it is connected? How you are connecting your ID with this one here?
Yeah, this one is when you install it, then you can connect it to your mail ID.
Any Yahoo or
Any mail ID, it works fine. Okay. So then it is synchronized, and then see you can put the students list here and all those your works there. And those students who are connected, they are automatically when you ask them to join, so you have to put their mail ID. So everybody is synchronized. And yes, and this one is synced with your, even OneNote is available for as a mobile app also. It is synced with your mobile app also. So, it has very, so this one is a good tool for, even like I have used it for like examination also. You give a question and then you share to all and then ask them, okay, you answer it in your handwriting. So when they mail it, it will have both time stamping, the time they receive the message, and they write down the answer, and then when they return to it. So those things can be done very easily. So this one is a very good facility if you want to explore it for it. Which one? You can, it is on your system only. You can download it. No, that PDF is on my machine, I can take it. So it break automatically in that pages. Yeah, so it break it. So that's there. That's a software issue. It's obvious because when you convert anything to PDF, now PDF has A3, A4, A6 kind of structures. So it has to convert long file to small file. Which one? If it is a PDF, then you edit it on PDF. Where? Then you do it offline, and when you are online, then you can go back. Now, I'm using it since more than a year, and it's working fine. See, if I'm having PDF, you want to edit the PDF, then you must have PDF editor. Because the file, now it's a file in a different format. It's in a PDF format. If you are converting this one into PDF, then it's like a printing into PDF. And then it automatically, something by default, either A3 or A4 or A3. This one is infinite kind of length. So it automatically break it. There, yes, we have certain kind of issues. Sometimes the breakup is not proper, so this portion goes away here, where it has to be somewhere here. So there we need to make it understand, okay, the size I'm keeping it is of A4, then the things comes just like that. Yeah, to do writing and all that purpose, we need a digital pen and a touch screen. So that is must. So there are various ways. One is if you have your laptop which is having a touch facility and digital pen. Otherwise, nowadays there are devices available costing some around 5,000. The pad is there. You can connect USB to your computer, and the pen is also there. And you write on that pad. It will be same as a touch screen. So that is around less than 5,000. That is there in the market. You just हाँ तो अभी 5 का आ रहा है तो वो अच्छा है इसका क्वालिटी अच्छा है so that you can have it for your purpose. So tab also, that is on the higher side. So anything you have, any device which is having touch screen writing facility, that is fine. But if you are not having that, then it is a kind of a pad and with a pen facility. You connect it to any laptop or desktop with USB and just write over it. It will convert it. So you just search digital pads or digital pen. Any question? Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Any questions from online?